this thing now called motivation. It might be looking like a good thing, but in the long term, it's a bad thing. Because when you're motivated now, let's say somebody finish giving you speech, or you finish watching one video, or you're just in the mood, then you're not feeling motivated. You can start to, but the only thing that will keep you going is discipline. Motivation can never keep you going in the long term. Let's say, let's say you're a graphics designer, right? And then you go online and you see find different designs, and the thing just hook you. And then you now start designing. Yes, that one is motivation. Your dopamine level has increased, so you are now feeling the urge to design. But if you don't have discipline to continue going, if you don't have discipline to continue to force yourself, at first it will be like you are forcing yourself. Understand? But over time, as you continue to do it, it will now begin to look like, if I don't do this thing now, there's way the two will affect you mentally. Like, you will not feel comfortable. You understand? So motivation can get you started. Motivation will never guarantee you hit the long goal. If you work with discipline, if you learn to show up every day, whether you are seeing results, whether you are not seeing results, just don't care. You just don't have an off button. You just keep on going and going and going, and then you begin to look abnormal in people's eye. Like, why is this guy still going? That thing is discipline. There is no atom of motivation there. Like, nobody is motivating you. You're not watching motivational videos on TikTok. You're not doing all this, listening to quotes. You're just moving. Like, you start moving safe. You reach the time you forget why you even started. You're just moving. You keep on showing up every damn day. No matter the matter, guy, you must reach your goal. So work with discipline. Work with discipline
What you
and
know,
not motivation.
it's very like it's very good to, I believe, of having a purpose. It's very good to have a purpose, which is also something that motivates you and drives you, right? And it's very good because there's nobody in life that doesn't have, and there's no successful person that will tell you that he didn't have motivated him to start, or what motivated him in his success, or the purpose of why he's doing it. Every successful person has something that motivated them or has a purpose why they kept going. But the thing is wanting to have that thing that's motivating you and that should keep you going. It's another thing that is wanting to know or have something that should keep you going, and it's another thing for you to keep going, right? So, like, discipline comes in the sense that, like I said, is one thing that you should have something that keeps you going, which is the purpose, the motivation. There's another thing to actually keep to that, the discipline, to ground yourself in that act of knowing that I have to be showing up week in, week out, every day, just for me to succeed in what I want to do. So, like, if you're someone that has so many ideas and so many reasons to actually succeed in life, and yet you keep on dulling, you keep on lacking the right steps, the right discipline, the right information to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself consistent, like, you will never ever make it in life, right? And you see yourself crying, you see yourself shedding tears when your friends are making. And people don't understand that in a friend group like this, like, when your friends end up becoming successful in life, they think it's just, oh, their friends took their blessings or something, like the friends. No, those friends of yours, there was something that they kept on doing, which was they kept on showing up, they kept on being consistent, they kept on grounding every single day, and they left you behind because you relaxed, right? You stopped being consistent.
And then there's something about that consistency. One day I was thinking about consistent, because me, I was so attached to consistency. But after I now saw the bigger picture, I just saw that consistency was just a branch of discipline. Understand? You can't compare consistency with discipline. So I chased discipline instead of consistency. So the thing about consistency now, is that the sweet thing about the thing is that, like, let's see, no matter what you start doing, just know that immediately you start, you already have competitors. Immediately you open a WhatsApp channel, you already have competitors. Immediately you open a TikTok page, you already have competitors. Immediately you start this new business, you already have competitors. Immediately you become a writer, you already have competitors. You understand? So what you now set you above there is not skill, is not talent, because you're talking about all those things. Them that have been in the game long enough, they know. So what will set you above them is consistency. When you continue, they say that when you continue to do it, not everybody can do it every day. So that is now the part where some just very few individuals, that is where the 1% have their own advantage. Not everybody can do it every day. So if you can do it every day, you beat them at the game. I was watching one video of this guy, he's like Michael Jordan. So the guy was like, he wake up by 4, do basketball practice 4 to 6, he eat, rest, he eat and rest. By 7, he's back on it. 7 to 9, he do the same thing, he rest, then he's back on it again. 11 to 12, and he kept on doing this thing. And he said that what the thing did there is not just it only made him better. Like, the fact that he was doing this thing every day, it's like it kept on giving him distance. At first, he was bridging the distance between himself and people that are above him. He was gradually bridging the distance, and then he reached their level, and then he continued to increase the distance. So they now reached the time where, like, nobody could ever match him. So the guy didn't do magic. The guy was not born with the talent of basketball. He just learned to force himself. And then, like I said, at first it will be like, yeah, you are forcing yourself. But then as time goes on now, it will now become habits. That if you don't do this thing today, for example, now, like waking up on time, let's say by 5 or 6, at first it's like you're forcing yourself, you're not a morning person. But when you continue to do this thing, there'll come a time that if you don't start your day by that 5, you feel like there's something off. There's something very, very off about that day. You understand?
I understand. See, let me say something, right? Now, okay, you're saying something about consistency and discipline. Like, yes, true. Discipline is having to do something, or like being grounded in a certain act, a certain way, in order to fulfill one's purpose. That's discipline, right? Now, you know that I need to be disciplined in certain things. Or these are the certain things I need to do to show that I am disciplined. Like what? Being respectful, or being whatever discipline you want, whatever type of discipline that you want to discipline yourself. Maybe it is making sure that you wake up by 5 o'clock a.m. That's a form of discipline to yourself. Making sure that you wake up, you exercise, you do all those things, you do your like maybe go to your work, making sure that you read and stuff like that. That's discipline. Then that consistency comes in. That is you doing that in every single day of your life, making sure that like it's not just a 1 day thing, it's not just a 2 day thing. Like it is every single day of your life. That is who you are. That it becomes a part of you. It becomes something that you put as a habit. Repetition. Because one thing about practice and repetition. Practicing and repetition are like two, they're the same thing, right? And it's nothing like perfection. So I believe that practice use what improvement, and every single day you see your life, you keep on improving. Repetition use improvement. The thing about life is that's how life works with repetition. Everything about life is just repetition. If you're able to, successful people, what they do is just they repeat the same thing over and over again. They get used to being successful, because they see it as a repetition. They see that something that they do every single day, so they're used to it, right? But once you are used to something, right, it is very hard to change, and that is why you see very, very successful, like limited, like it's very small people that who are successful that just most people change overnight, right? That is why the same thing applies to poor-minded people and poverty mentality people. That people that they just kept on doing the same thing all over and all over again, kept on believing in the same shit. It is hard for them to change their mindset, because repetition has taken place in their life. It is actually a very the powerful key or a powerful something. Practice repetition of the same thing, consistency in the same idealism or the same ideology. That is a very important thing in life. It's like his nature. Once you something that you've just kept on doing, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, you just kept on repeating it all over in your mind. It's like a psychological mind, like it's like a mind work or something like that. Like something that like it's like a way of manipulating the one's mind in order to make you understand or make you think in a specific way. Do you understand? That is why successful people are different, because they do the same thing all over and over again. That success now becomes what? A normal thing. Whereas for poor people, they do something all over and over again, where poverty becomes like a normal thing, and then they see people who are successful as normal. So like its repetition is very, if when you're able to feed yourself the right ingredients and you just keep on repeating it all over and over again, you will see yourself yielding improvements in yourself. You see yourself being successful. You see yourself excelling in certain areas. You first have to find the first discipline, the right discipline, and then also be able to discipline yourself to continuously do the same thing all over and all over and all over and all over again. So yeah, like in as much as you have a purpose in life, it's very good to have something that drives you, that motivates you, that keeps you going, that should keep you going. But it's also very good for you to be able to be grounded in a specific way, specific, and nurture yourself in a specific way to like drive yourself, prepare yourself to that thing that you aim or that motivates you every single day of your life. So
and this thing you said now, it just made me to start thinking now. The person that said that practice makes perfect, yeah, he was not wrong. You understand? But practice does not make perfect. Practice makes improvement. Now I was just thinking of that word perfect now. When I originally heard that nobody is like perfect, nothing you do can never be perfect, I thought that is because of you are not good enough. But that thing is because of you can do better. So it is not perfect in that sense. You understand? So before I actually used to think that perfection was because of you are not good enough. But perfection, lack of like you not being perfect means that you can actually do better. So practice does not make for perfect. Practice makes for improvement. And you see that improvement is actually is a far better word than perfection. Perfection is just like a destination. Improvement is like a journey. You can keep on getting better and better and better, even better than that perfect that practice that guy was, that the person who propounded practice means perfect was talking about. You can actually pass that perfect and still not be perfect, and there's still room to get better. So when you hear the nobody is perfect, or there's no such thing as perfection, or it does not mean like you are not good enough. Understand? It means that you can do better than that your current best.
Another way that you can see it is that, okay, if I was to ask you the most perfect person in the world, like the most perfect person that you could ever think of, who can you like see? There's anybody that you can see.
I'll say Jesus.
Jesus, right? Exactly. I was looking for you to say Jesus. Now, Jesus Christ, is the most perfect person in the world, like to all Christians, right? Now, even to Muslims believe that he was the most perfect being ever. Do you know that during his time, there were people that did not like him, that didn't appreciate him, so they didn't like him. But that is the most perfect person ever. But even being so perfect to the point that like anything that he did was so holy and so godly, you still had people that would criticize his works. You still had people during his time that actually had problems with what he did and didn't like it. So, in as much as he's perfect to specific people, he wasn't perfect to other people. So in life, perfection shouldn't be based on how people perceive it to be. It should be based on how you perceive things, like how you want your life to be. That should be perfection, right? So I don't know, like people should stop depending on what people say, because in my own opinion, I feel like perfection, people think perfection is what people around you think. People like basically like how I put it, like they use other people's idealism or ideology of perfection
Yeah, to complete
to
themselves.
complete themselves, rather than actually understanding themselves first. Jesus Christ did not have a problem with anybody.
Yeah.
It was them that had a problem
But
with him.
thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he kept on living his life. He kept on living his life. Right? He came and fulfilled his purpose. Right? He was consistent in his works. He had the purpose. What was his purpose? What, to saving the world. Right? And he came out and he was able to fulfill his purpose. And he said, and he did not have any problem with it. He only, even on the day he died, what did he say? He said God should forgive them, for they do not know what they did. Right? So he is basically the idea, basically what you think as the most perfect human being. And even him being the most perfect human being, you still have people who criticized him for what he did as basically what we saw as perfect. So it's perfection is just basically how you should see yourself, and not how people should around you should see. Right? Perfection should be how you see yourself. So like, before you start to think of anything that's the most perfect thing, first I first think of what you think perfection is. Like, what do you think is the perfect life? What do you think is the perfect life for me? Don't use people's, what's it called, ideas of perfection
Opinions.
to justify your own perfection. Perfection should come inwards, and through you. And the thing is, you might not, even after you become the most perfect person that you think you should be, people will still criticize you, but there will still be people that will love you for who you are as a person. So like, this, like I said, this life is to me, people say life is not balanced. Life is balanced, because for something to be balanced, it has to have two edges, right? There's nothing like there's a middle. Everything has to have two edges. So in life, there are going to be people that criticize you, and there are going to be people that love you. There's nobody that's going to be in the middle. There's nothing like you sitting on the fence, because most of the time, people that sit on the fence, most of the time, is because of they don't actually like you, and they don't want to say it to your face. So you just say, I don't know, or no, I don't add me to this matter, or blah blah blah, stuff like that. Do you understand? So there's nothing like in the middle. There's always, life is balanced. There will be people that like you, and there will be people that would dislike you. So don't use people, or use people's idealism to justify how you should live your life as a person, right? So you should be able to first understand, what do you think is the perfect life for me, right? What do you think is the perfect life that will fit into what my goal or my purpose is saying? And what do you think I need to do to make, like, people should, and this is for me, I feel like this is going to be the next topic that we're going to talk about. Like, basically finding yourself. Like, first you have this first stage to success. Do you understand? Like, that should be the next topic, because people should understand that the first stage to success is actually knowing where you stand as a person, knowing who you are as a person, knowing your capabilities as a person. That should be the next topic. And so, if you are able to sit down and tell yourself, this is what I want to do, get your purpose, then get what will motivate, like, get to your purpose and the thing that motivates you, and get the right way towards the goal. Go through those steps. That's the discipline, the right discipline. Discipline yourself in the right way to fulfilling that purpose. That would, what's it called? That would basically in the form of perfection that you are sat down to analyze. Do you understand? That is the perfect. That is the best thing, right? That should be our next topic, I think. The first stage to success.
And then,
Yeah.
then the truth is that at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're not robots. Understand? So there's this book I saw, what is it called? Atomic Habits. The thing say that the greatest killer of success is boredom. It's already sounded funny, but when you continue to do the same thing over and over again, you will get bored. That one is a must, because you're a human being, you're not a robot.
Sure.
Yes, you will get bored. You can skip it for one day. You're a human being. Don't be too hard on yourself. You can, let's say you can just miss it for one day, but don't miss it a second day. Because if you miss it a second day, it will become the development of a new habit.
Yeah.
You understand? Nobody is telling you that you should push yourself. Just try your best. Keep going. If you miss it, know that it's part of missing it is actually part of the process.
Yeah.
You understand? But then don't miss it. Don't miss it the second time. You understand? And then as for this thing called motivation, I've actually learned the hard way how to build motivation. Like let me use myself now. Like as an instance now. Let's say okay, I'm a writer like this now. So let's say one of the times I can feel the most fuel to start writing. Let's say when I'm done watching an action-packed anime like this and when the thing hits me and I want to start writing, that now is motivation. But if you want to learn to build that discipline and that motivation from within, like when you're not feeling any atom of motivation at all, like when you are completely dry, you understand? You start doing the thing. Like doing the thing when there is no motivation actually builds motivation. Yeah. If any of you think it's a lie, try it. That thing, whatever is that thing that you are doing, that you are supposed to be doing consistently, learn to start doing it when there's no motivation. Let's say exercise now. Let's say instead of waiting, let's say okay now sometimes now you can be scrolling through TikTok, you see one guy that has your dream body, and then because of it you go down, you start exercising, start doing push up. When you should exercise, is when you're not even feeling like exercising at all. That is time to exercise. When you should grind is when you don't feel like there's something called like you just have to program your mind. There's something like success is not easy. So of course this thing can't be easy. You understand? All these people now, even this Michael Jordan I was telling you about, the guy he got bored along the he got tired along the way now. He's a person. He got tired along the way. But that guy doesn't sound like someone that is working with motivation. Jesus Christ not work with motivation. Nobody was motivating Jesus Christ. He kept on putting in the work consistently. So as Christians, we should even learn to copy Jesus self. Most of these things we are saying, Jesus lived his life in it. You should learn to put in the work consistently.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't wait for motivation to come before you do it. Do it when there is no motivation. It will end up building motivation. And you are not building motivation from within. And that one will last. When you build motivation from without, that is from the external, let's say from what you see, from what you hear, you now motivate yourself. It will just stay for a particular amount of time before it drops. But when you learn to build it from within yourself, that is now the real thing. That is the one you can work with. That is the one that can keep you going long enough.
True. Well, I think we've all said it all. People should understand there's a difference between having something that should keep you going and having something that you know that you are meant to do to keep going, right? And that's discipline. Such a powerful tool to attain. It's such a powerful thing that people underestimate a lot. So I think this audio today, this podcast should be able to teach you a lot about discipline, the power of discipline. Pray that we all acquire knowledge from this podcast and are able to implement all these people saying into our daily lives.
And then also, if you have any questions for us, just type it in the comment section. You can actually open an episode based on a question the person asked. Yeah. No matter the question, we'll look into it. We'll create a new episode based on that question. You understand? So we keep updating every Wednesdays and Saturdays. So stay tuned. Thank you.